Selling Royal Mail last year meant coming up with a price for a company that's always been owned by us. Plenty of people thought that the government's price wasn't right and that the public purse lost out. Now the sale's had its strongest criticism yet. A group of MPs has said the Royal Mail sale could have cost the country £1 billion. And that's all turned up the heat on the man who printed the price tag. But Business Secretary Vince Cable, visiting a noisy children's cooking charity today, wasn't about to admit that his recipe for privatisation was wrong. Your fellow MPs have been pretty critical of you now. Will you admit that it was botched?
No, absolutely not. No, I mean, actually, when you read the report, it's a much more nuanced story than the headlines are indicating. But on the basis of the information we had at the time, there's absolutely no doubt that we did the right thing.
When the government put Royal Mail on sale in October, it decided a single share was worth 330 pence. But so many people thought that was a steal, the price rose fast. This afternoon, a share was worth 476 pence. The accusation from the Business Innovation and Skills Committee isn't just that the price was too low, but that the government's mistakes were fuelled by a fear of failure. Vince Cable's opposite number isn't holding back.
And this simply vindicates the claims that we were making right from the outset, that this was a first-class shortchanging of the taxpayer to the tune of hundreds of millions of pounds. And frankly, it is astonishing that the Business Secretary and his department should continue to insist that there was no problem, there was nothing wrong.
Privatisation isn't the end of Royal Mail's troubles. It's still obliged to deliver to the doorstep of any address in the UK, and that so-called end-to-end service doesn't come cheap.
Royal Mail's still got problems. It's got the problem of its end-to-end delivery, that's under threat. I don't think Royal Mail ultimately is in a good place when it's in private hands. It should have remained in public hands.
Well, Royal Mail is out of public hands for good now, but this company will always be watched carefully by Vince Cable's critics, who say he sold it on the cheap.